Welcome back, everybody. Now for my next movie review. This is also based on real life events, and something a lot more recently, like say in the past 100 years or so. You know, versus Elizabeth. This is one of those old movies I think everybody's seen at least once. You know, like when you're going to school. This is kind of one of those things where they like make you watch it. Kind of like, like torture. Well, I remember them making me watch it. In school, and I'm like thinking, put me to sleep. It's boring. This has a famous former child actress in it. And this is one of her more like acclaimed roles. The girl actually won, or the lady, well, she's a lady now. The lady actually won an award for her part in this movie, and it's in black and white. And it's The Miracle Worker. This is of course about Helen Keller. But it's just it stars Anne Bancroft and has of course Patty Duke, who is the child actress I mentioned, Victor Jory, Andrew Prine, Inga Swenson, and Kathleen Comges. This is an hour and 46 minutes long. It was released in 1962. This movie actually, it's pretty good. I mean, I understand that, Patty Duke had a hard time playing Helen Keller, because she, just, she's like, hello, I can see and hear, but, like she had to pretend like she couldn't, and it's, I can't imagine what it's like to have been deaf and blind and been Helen Keller. I mean, it's just, that would be hell. I mean, and, back when they lived, that was kind of like, kind of hard. Well, actually, it happened back in the, it happened back in the 1800s, late 1800s, but, it'd be the more so part, but anyway, it's a pretty good story about, how, Helen, got, connected to her, teacher, because it's, got, the 7-year-old Helen Keller, gets this teacher named Annie Sullivan, who, Annie just had been given, a good chunk of her, vision, back, and Annie gets Helen to, talk. Of course, Helen had lost her sight and hearing as a baby, and, her parents basically, allowed her to, do whatever she wanted and didn't discipline her or, reel her in and say, okay, grab the chocolate here, but they should have, like, developed a method of, talking to her and saying, no, stop. Here, this, not like, let her slide. I mean, because when, Annie Sullivan shows up, Helen's, just running wild, and behaving like a little savage and everything. I know some kids like that. There's one kid in particular who behaves like that all the time, on a regular basis, every time I see the kid. But that aside, I mean, seriously, the best part's when, Annie just gets so frustrated with Helen, and she runs Annie outside, and, because Helen has spilled over the pitcher, and she's throwing her fit, and, Annie makes Helen pump up the water and everything, and makes Helen stand there, and Helen has her hand pushed into the water, and Annie spells water into her hand, and then, it finally hits Helen, hello, I'm being told this is water, and she connects, and she's like, wait a minute, It's like she has this, epiphany that it's like, hang on, it's just, great, but, it's just, watching this, was just, amazing to watch, because it's like, Helen goes from this, like, little wild child heathen, as my mother would call her, and call Helen, and, she goes into this, calm, well-behaved, well-trained young lady. And it's just, it's amazing to watch the transformation over this, the process of this movie. And it's just, Annie and Helen stay together for, like, years and years, of course, as everybody knows. But, just so you know, this, Anne Bancroft won an award for her portrayal of Anne Sullivan, and Patty Duke won an Oscar for supporting actress for Helen. And it's just, just to watch this movie, and I do recommend it, outside of, like, school setting, so it doesn't feel like torture when you're watching it. I definitely recommend watching this movie. And, in case you didn't notice, I rented this one from the library, too. And one other thing as a side note, I know on one of my videos, I forget which one, it was another one of the videos that I'd rented from the library, or borrowed from the library. Somebody made a crack about, libraries are a stupid place to go. Actually, they're not. It's like, I go there to, use their computers and stuff for free. Hello, I'm paying tax money for that. I'm paying tax money to, be able to borrow stuff like, the Miracle Worker, and for them to keep that place up, with the workers and stuff. So, just as an aside, as a plug, because it's, I think, matter of fact, being that it's April the 15th tax day, it's library week at the public library, because it runs April 10th through the 16th. So yeah, this week is actually library week. And I recommend, getting, getting a public library membership and going, because it's free. Hey, in this day and age, who passes on free, right? But anyway, back to this movie. I do recommend, watching this movie, because it's worth it. But anyway, I want to thank you guys for watching. I've got more movies to review, alright? So hang on.